Now, I'm curious if you have felt the shift happening. Divine feminines, energies. A lot of feminine energy. Like, there is... I don't know if you work with Lilith. I have my Wild Woman Oracle here that we're going to pull from in just a second. But if anyone here has been working with any feminine goddesses, deities here, you can tell right now they are pissed. Okay? And have you guys been feeling this shift in the past like week? This has been something that has, like, this week has been feeling, I was linking it to like the election, which understandably, like, people are going to feel emotions through the election. But the more I tap into this energy, the deeper it feels. Like, I don't know if you guys have been feeling this, it's almost like a shift in timelines or something. Oh my God, with death at the bottom. A rebirth of something. Morana, goddess of death. I'm not even talking just in your life right now, in your personal life, which I do feel there could, I mean, the last few readings, there's always been, like, death comes out very frequent, like, very often. But this feels on a grander scale. I do feel like this is like tapping into a divine feminine energy here. If you don't relate to working with any goddesses or deities here, I'm telling you, this is like strong feminine energy. And this is, you know what, let me pull. But I'm very curious if you guys have been feeling this. Like, have you felt this shift? Like, women who have watched this channel, who are on this channel, who are connected with the divine themselves, have you been getting any, like, signs or synchronicities, or you yourself been feeling? Because I swear to God, like, people were talking about this on TikTok, and I know there's like a phenomenon where, you know, if one person experiences in like a collective group of people, what is it, like the Mandela effect, a group of people can, you know, remember something that didn't actually occur. But I don't feel like this is it. Like, I'm trying to think of this. And that's the thing, is like, I was thinking about this logically. I was trying to think of like, this feeling could be attributed to the election, which I do think plays a part. I think it was something added to that tipping point, right? I do feel like this has been an oncoming thing. It's not just because of the election, because there's other things happening right now globally that have been pissing off these energies, okay? I don't know if you've been working with like Lilith, Hecate, Bastet, Isis, Artemis. Even like Joan of Arc is coming into mind right now. This is like standing in your power, being vocal. You know, this is, okay, let me not speak right now. Let me pull some cards. Aloneness, home at last, aloneness. This is literally stepping into your own solitude right now, protecting yourself. This is just the facts. I'm not here to fearmonger. I'm not here to scare anyone. But if you are a woman right now, in this, as I'm posting, it doesn't even matter in which part of the world, because there are so many rights being taken away from women all over the globe. And there have been so many different instances, you know, some way more extreme, where there has been just this, like, it's like this misogyny, right? Like, trying to keep the women silent, trying to keep feminine energy down. This is the power of the divine feminine. Like, this is not the first time in history that women have been tried to be silenced, right? You look at like the way that priests and when Christianity came through, how, I mean, even I think it was Socrates' teacher was a woman. But they don't tell you that. This is the history that they hide. This is the history they try to change, okay? Because feminine energy has always been a leading force. Feminine energy are the true leaders here. You can argue with the fucking sky, okay? This is literally, women are leaders. That is just point blank period. This is an energy of stepping into that, like that leadership is rising. The more that this energy, the more that these, because I do feel like it's from different parts. I don't think it's just solely one place. I don't feel like this is just like one person, one region. This is, it feels like bigger than this. Like I'm telling you, this feels like a fucking timeline shift or something, or like a reality shift. This is like, and this is like a mass of feminine here, like having this massive shift, okay? A lot of women are waking up. A lot of women are waking up. There have already been women that have been woken up to this, okay? Especially Black and brown women who have been dealing with this continuously. This is not new, okay? Their rights have always been something that they're fighting for. But this feels on a grander scale because this is like blatant, directly in your face. Like they're out in the open now. Like this is being, and it's coming with mockery. It's coming with ignorance. It's coming with threats of violence, which is not, again, this is not new to feminines. Like this is not new to feminine energy. This is not new. This has always been a target. Like, let me pull for this, okay? I'm very curious if you guys are feeling this as well. Have you felt this shift? And if you're a man, you're not excluded from this conversation, okay? Okay. For so long, there has been this view of masculine energy to, like, depicted in one way. It's been distorted so heavily. It's been like drenched in toxicity. And even if you are a man, you could still be connecting with divine feminine energy here, tapping into your own feminine energy, doing the work to literally unlearn the bullshit that has been programmed into your mind, okay? Realizing that the promises, your fathers, your grandfathers, the promises of you having a housewife appliance, a baby making machine, the promise of not having to do literally anything and getting everything in return. And that, don't take, okay, I feel like someone here just got offended. Only a hit dog hollers, okay? Take it if it resonates, don't take it if it doesn't, okay? But there is something here where I'm not talking to you directly. And if you feel like I am, then maybe you need to do some work on that. But we are born under certain institutions, certain systems that have already been built in place from years and years and years of the people in charge who have shared. I mean, this has been hundreds of years that these feminine energies have been just completely suppressed, distorted, to like demonized. I mean, even look at Lilith. Lilith herself has been demonized so heavily in many different depictions. I mean, she's literally called a demon, right? Simply for wanting to claim her autonomy, simply for claiming her rights to equality. She was Adam's first wife. And she told God, I don't even remember what the heck she told God, but it was basically like, she wanted her autonomy. She wanted her own rights. She wanted the same rights as Adam. And she had the power and the strength to walk away. Okay? She was the first woman to reject that. And she was demonized for it. Women throughout history called a witch. Like literally women burned as witches simply for being too out there, too intelligent, it's literally just women having their own mind. The women who were lobotomized. There were women put in mental institutions because they like to have sex. It's honestly crazy. Whereas you had men going around literally impregnating like 5 different people. You know, they had their wives at home. If they were in the military, they go overseas and take advantage of women there, whether by coercion or force. And please don't come at me saying like, it's not all men. Use fucking context clues, okay? I'm not here to like, I am not here to teach adults how to adult. I'm simply relaying the energies that I'm picking up. I'm simply relaying what it is that I, like my knowledge, which isn't very much. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fucking scholar, okay? I would love to go back to school. That's definitely a plan. But I'm not here. I'm not posting on the internet claiming to know everything. I am simply tapping into this energy and letting you guys know that this is what I'm feeling strongly right now. And it's crazy because I tried to do a reading yesterday and I could not do it. I couldn't do it. I was getting so distracted. Not that I hated it, because the crows were here. It all at once, the crows came by. There was like 6 cardinals that were like flying and playing overhead with me. There was a blue jay that flew over on the bird feeder over there. It was very active while I was trying to film yesterday, and I was just like super distracted. Oh my God, look at self-love. Lady of Love and War, Freya. You know, we're gonna pull this. I actually want this one. One more. What? And I will put a clip here as well, because I was really trying to tap into the goddess energy. And once I did that, like the whole weather, like it started getting really windy. It started shifting. But I couldn't finish it because I was getting so distracted and I had to go to work. But to the goddesses reaching out, to those watching this video, what is the message that needs to be heard? What is the message that needs to be heard? To the goddesses reaching out, there's a red cardinal reaching out to those watching this video. What is it that needs to be heard? I just want one, so I'm not going to take these 3. Just one card, please. What is the message that needs to be heard? You've been through many trials and tribulations here. Look at the mountains here in the back. And you've had to tame certain people. Like there has been this like taming of energy. You may have even had to learn how to, I'm seeing Beauty and the Beast right now. You may have had to learn how to tame certain people around you. You've had to learn how to not be too much of the prey. I don't know. This is giving me like there could have been like predators around you, and you had to think, you had to think smart on how to get out. Because I feel like this is like a lamb in the lion's den. This feels like you could have been the lamb in a lion's den here. You could have been in a very, very bad situation before. You could work with Bastet, because I do believe that Bastet is connected to like feline energy. So you could be connected to like heavy feline energy, or I mean, maybe childless cat lady, right? You could be a childless cat lady. I don't know what, now I'm getting Taylor Swift, but this could just kind of symbolize that you're a successful individual here. Maybe you are breaking certain stigmas, or you are leading in something, right? Yeah, because I'm seeing like Beyonce, I'm seeing Taylor Swift. So this is just making me think that having a strong influence, and being strong in your beliefs here about something. Or maybe someone here is a Taylor Swift fan, I don't know. The Morgan, sovereignty. I'll read from the booklet after this, but I just want to get one more. Thank you. Anastasia, self-discovery. This is a time that you are discovering yourself, okay? Stepping into yourself and really utilizing that woman's intuition here. Okay, you might be connected with crows or ravens. Oh, look at the little cardinal there. Cute. So maybe birds or cats you're connected to, because she's also carrying a cat here. A little kitten. A little white kitten. Cute. But Anastasia also stepped into her power, right? She did not know where she came from. She didn't know her own power. She did not know that she was royalty, because it was fucking hidden from her. Because what was that dude's name that came in and took over, right? It's this like inflation of ego. It's this inflation of power. It's this, it's the audacity. Like, it really is the audacity. I feel like maybe this can symbolize someone in your life, like a masculine, like a really toxic masculine energy trying to take over something. I mean, think of like what's been going on recently. You could have been dealing with someone that had just like extremely misogynistic views, because I'm seeing in my head the whole Nick Fuentes thing, the your body, my choice. Dude was doxxed. So yeah, bitch. Consequences of your actions. But it's crazy because you have this side of these men, these males, these masculines here that were just immediately, they're so reactionary, right? That it was completely emboldened, and it was a complete reactionary response, very emotional response here. But then I do feel like on the other side, so if you are a man watching this, I do feel on the other side, there's this awakening to the divine masculines as well. Because not only is divine feminine rising, there is divine masculines here who believe in the divine feminine. They believe in the women's autonomy. They do believe in protecting women here. They do believe in uplifting women. Because let me just tell you, at this point in history, at this point that we are, regardless of where you're at in the globe, women are fighting for their fucking rights. They're fighting for their freedom. And it's always been a thing. This is not a new thing, but it's just gone on a much wider scale, okay? It's a much wider scale here. So let me just say for right now, if you are not with us, you are against us. And that is the energy that's coming about right now. Why do you think that there's so much movement? There's so many movements right now for women all across the globe. Look at the rates of which, I mean, you have in South Korea, the death rates are higher than the birth rates. That is for a reason. If you can't think bigger than just like, oh, they're ruining the family values. Like, we need workers. Like, what's gonna happen to the family? Please expand your mind farther than that and look into why that could be an issue, right? Like, there are some individuals who refuse. They would rather die off. Like, you have in South Korea, they have like these men in charge, these people in charge. They're like, what do we do? When the women are literally telling them how they can help, how they can incentivize getting the birth rates up. And the men are scratching their heads like, I don't know what to do. The women, they don't know. They don't know. They don't know what's best for them. They don't know what they're talking about. We know. They don't have a fucking clue. And until men start listening to what women are saying, really listening, not taking what they're saying and trying to be like, okay, so what you're saying is, no, they said what they said. They said what they fucking said. There's no, okay, so what you're saying is if this and this and this, and try to reframe it, try to fit it into your own, that's not how it is. Like, this is a time, this energy here is like, this is no more being the bigger person. Is that to say that you got to start being a bitch, or you're starting to be a bitch, or you're starting to be, maybe. I don't know. For someone here, I just felt like they were like, yeah. Okay, maybe. But I don't necessarily think this is like, all day, every day, who sings that? What is that song? You make me do too much labor. I don't know who sings that. I've heard that song before. I don't know what song this is. If you guys know what song this is, You make me do too much labor. That song's coming through. Also, Delilah Bond is coming through right now. I wish a bitch would and dead men don't rape is coming through. So this is feminine rage. This is feminine rage energy. This is what I'm feeling. Let's get a little bit more instead of just me talking. Oh my God, I flip over. Feminine rage. Medusa, sacred rage. It says, how can I channel my sacred rage to create something beautiful and empowering? Okay, let's get to this. Freya, let's see. And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing it. But it says, how can I bring greater harmony between the lover and the warrior archetypes within myself to ensure I am neither losing myself in another nor closing myself off to the love I deserve? As women, too often we sacrifice our true needs and desires and lose ourselves in romantic partners. While it is only natural to want to love and be loved by another, Freya reminds you that you have a responsibility to love yourself first, as how you treat yourself truly does set the standard for how others, especially romantic partners, will treat you. If you do not have any boundaries, or if you continue to move the line for your partner, for really anyone in your life, they're gonna know that they can shift that. They're gonna know they can like mess with your boundaries. They're gonna know that they have the ability, they have the power over you to push that goalpost, to push that line. And you're not gonna do anything about it. Stand firm in your boundaries. Stand firm in your truth. You know, don't compromise yourself, your safety, your character, who you are, your passion, your love, your individuality. And I'm not saying don't be in relationships. I'm not saying that. I mean, if you choose to, I mean, someone here could be 4B movement right now. But if you're in a relationship or you desire partnership, there's nothing wrong with that. But it is telling you, like, these energies are letting you know, do not compromise who you are. Do not compromise your power for another. And if you are if you have been contemplating, this could be for someone here, if you've been contemplating divorce or separation here, again, not to fearmonger or not to scare, because we don't know what the future holds. I'm reading everything, but the energy this is energy now. Things can always change. But I am feeling, if you are wanting to divorce, or that has been on your mind, or that has crossed your mind before, and you do live in the United States, at this point in time, I would, go with your intuition, go with your gut, follow that. Okay, there's wisdom within you. Do not second guess yourself, your power, your wisdom, your strength, your courage, because someone else is telling you that you're not strong enough, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. If you have someone in your ear trying to tell you who you are when you know who you are, and they're trying to manipulate or trying to bring you down or trying to confuse, trying to block, step out of this relationship, okay? Because no fault divorce is a possibility, okay? No fault divorce is a possibility. So if you have the opportunity now and that's something that you've been wanting to do, do it, okay? And again, don't come at me. I am a stranger on the internet. Everyone's decisions are their own. We're all responsible for our own decisions here. It says, one of the most significant deities in Norse mythology is... One of the most significant deities in Norse mythology, Freya is known for riding her cat-drawn chariot across the sky, clad in a cloak of hawk feathers. Though Freya shares many commonalities with love goddesses of other pantheons, such as Aphrodite, Venus, and Oshun, she is unique for her warlike nature and skill. She is not only the goddess of love, beauty, and sex, but also of war, a form of pre-Christian Norse magic and shamanism that Freya herself brought to Odin and humans. This predates Christianity. I'm telling you, there's something about when Christian leaders came in and completely wiped away any leadership, any women leadership. I mean, there's even, that is even a point of contention in certain branches of Christianity, or whatever you call it, because Christianity is basically, different in every part of the world. But there are some women who, they can't even be pastors. They can't even be religious leaders. And why is that? Not really, why is that? It says, Freya embodies the essence of self-love by maintaining perfect harmony between the lover and warrior archetypes. Although love and warmth may not seem intrinsically tied at first glance, they are two of the most uncontrollable passions known to humankind. As the goddess of love, Freya knows that she is worthy of being loved and desired, and she seeks to unite with the other to truly know and be known. As the goddess of war, Freya is focused and self-aware and doesn't allow others to divert her attentions away from what is truly meaningful to her. This could be, you could be surrounded by energies right now that are really trying to distract you, okay? Especially if you are really tapped into this energy of stepping into that like feminine rage, and you have a right to be fucking pissed. And I feel like for some of you, you guys might even have family in different parts of the world that are being subjected to certain... You could have had family members here who have been subjected to really different types of horrors here, okay? I don't like that energy. But that's what I'm getting. Either you or someone else that you know, like maybe this is a family member. But I feel like it could be out of country though. It could be in country, it could be out country. I don't know. I mean, it's generally speaking, if we're talking about like statistics, it's very likely 1 in 3 women are going to be assaulted in their life. That is a high number. That is a very high number. So if any woman in your life, there's going to be a woman in your life that has been assaulted. This energy is coming on strong. Hold on, give me a second. I really don't like that energy, to be honest. Harmony between the lover and warrior archetypes. This kind of goes back to what I was saying is like, are you going to be a complete shit person when I say no longer being the bigger person? No, but it's not letting people think that they can get away with the shit that they're saying. It's not being a doormat. It's being like, hey, if you want to play, this is the fuck around and find out type of energy. This is I am no longer, if you're going to come at me, bitch, I'm coming at you with the same energy, or it's coming at you like 10 times harder. If you want to put the bar to the fucking ground, bitch, I'll bring it to hell. That's what I feel with this. Because the love for self is stronger. The love for self is stronger. The power, the true power here, like so many women are stepping into their true power here. And though I live for it, I do mourn the circumstances of which is like why it's happening. Like it's in such and I'm seeing like a crescendo. Because again, this is not new. These are not new issues. These have been issues for a very long time here, but it's becoming such a like mass, like even in the US of A, like this is worldwide. And I'm telling you, this energy is so strong. I swear to God, is like, it feels like a freaking timeline shift. Please let me know if you guys have been feeling the same thing. That maybe I'm going crazy, but it has been feeling like that. And I can't shake it. I cannot shake this energy. Not that I want to, because like, I love wild women energy. I love divine feminine energy. But at the same time, I know a lot of where this stems from, where that rage is, like where it wakes up. And a lot of times this comes about from childhood. So many women have, if you watch this video, you yourself, if you're a woman, you yourself or women in your family have a story, have an experience from childhood. Literally, the first case of being afraid, or the first case of knowing the male gaze, literally stems from childhood. You could be literally like fucking 5 years old and you have men telling you certain things, inappropriate things. You have men, if you're walking down the street as an 11-year-old, you have men catcalling you. This is not new. This is not something that is just like a new experience, a new feeling. And if you're a man watching this and you're not knowing what the fuck I'm talking about, or you're thinking I'm over exaggerating, fine, that's definitely your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. But this is the reality for a lot of women. This is the reality for so many feminines. Like, this is the fucking reality. Okay. Although she accepts that she is a relational being, she will readily use her sword to cut away codependent, unhealthy bonds and her shield to set uncompromising boundaries. Because at the end of the day, the warrior in Freya loves herself enough to protect, honor, and fight for herself first. Period. Exactly. This is not like, this is the energy. This is the time now. If you have had in the past where you compromised yourself, or you gave too much of yourself, or you stepped out of your character for another person, or you tried to make excuses for another person, this is where it ends. This is where it stops. I don't know who you're working with, or if this is like the beginning of a relationship with a goddess or a feminine deity here, whatever it is, or tapping into like a witch energy, tapping into a goddess energy, tapping into a divine feminine energy here, really stepping into that power. This could be the beginning of that journey for you, or this could be a long road that you could have already been walking, okay? But really, really, truly loving yourself and saying to the people, even people that you love, people that, and it's harder to tell the people that you love about those boundaries. It's harder to draw those boundaries with people that you love. It's harder to walk away from people that you love who continuously disrespect you, or who continuously, like, this is giving me, if you are, like, someone here is getting divorced. I'm just going to say what it is. Someone here is getting divorced. There has been a clash with a partner here. There's been a clash of mindset, a clash of values. I mean, literally, this could have been an argument of the election. I don't know. Like, I'm seeing someone in my mind give a ring back to someone. So to me, that makes me think of divorce, like literally taking off a ring and giving a ring back to someone. Please be safe. Please be careful. Especially if you're like with an emotional man who's like unhealed, or reactionary man, just be careful. I am pretty sure you are going to be. This is not, again, none of my readings, please understand, when I give these readings, my intention is never to fearmonger. My intention is never to cause any type of like strife, any type of unrest within you. My intention is always just to give the message that needs to be heard at that exact moment, for the good of all, to the harm of none. Okay, that is my intention. My intention is for you to hear this message with clarity, and to really, if it resonates, to take away something helpful from it. And you know what? Self-love, self-discovery. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Self-love and self-discovery. This is your time. This is your moment here. This is when, okay, Spirit is telling you, get serious. If you haven't worked with a feminine deity or goddess here like this, they're calling out to you. They're reaching out to you with this. You know, I want to actually read Anastasia's as well. Let's see. Self-discovery. What is one step I can take today that will begin to lead me back to my true self? Nothing is more important than knowing thyself. If you have been feeling estranged from yourself lately, whether this has been internally triggered by past memories or experience, or triggered by external factors such as... Okay, let me redo that. Whether this has been internally triggered by past memories and experiences, or triggered by external factors such as a tumultuous relationship or career change, it's time to journey back to who you truly are. Okay, yeah, so definitely someone could be like voluntarily celibate here. Someone here could be, I'm seeing 4B in my mind, okay? Like, someone here could be like, I am focusing on myself. I'm focusing on my career. I'm focusing on my school. I'm focusing on my projects. I'm focusing on my pets. I'm focusing on my kids. I'm focusing on my family. I'm focusing on this. This is decentering the male gaze. This is decentering yourself from even male deities. This is deprogramming yourself from certain, yeah, because I'm seeing like Mormonism as well, deprogramming yourself from certain, and I'm seeing like priests in my head. I don't know why I keep seeing priests. Someone could have been under the influence of like a really heavy religious doctrine here, or you could have been like a priest's kid or a pastor's kid or something like that, or you are really connected to religion in some aspect. But again, this to me feels like it's a type of religion or a type of belief here or something here where it's like your femininity was demonized. Like, it's crazy. Like, there's something here about your femininity being demonized. And that's another thing too. When you think about, women are always to blame for shit. Like, even think about like girls in school, like the dress codes and shit that will distract teachers. Or if you have like people in families, when they tell their daughters, you know, cover up. You don't walk around like that in front of your uncle. Don't walk around like that in front of so-and-so. Don't walk around like that. It's like, why is it the child's fault and the clothing they wear so they don't distract the man? That's a child. That's a fucking child. What are you talking about? Why is it the child's responsibility for the man not to leer at her sexually? What the fuck? Like, what is going on? Okay, so someone here could have definitely been, oh my gosh, trigger warning. I'm so sorry, you guys. But this is what I'm picking up. Like, this is giving me, I don't know if when you were younger, you had like a certain man like leering at you or something. I remember, this is making me think, there was one time I went in with my mom into a gas station, and she went to do like, she went to cash a check for my grandparents at the time or something like that. I can't remember. But it was this little mart, and there was this guy who told my mom, like, oh, I think I had to have been like 9, 10. And he kept commenting on like, oh, my beauty. Oh, like she would be perfect for my son. Bitch, I was a child. My mom rushed me the fuck out of there. Like, I remember her being like grabbing onto me, and she was like nervous. But she herself, a woman of color, my mom is a woman of color, and she herself has been under a lot of shit. My mom has been through a lot of fucking shit. As it probably relates to you guys as well, I do feel like there is someone that you're connected to, a family member who has been through, who may have stories upon stories upon stories of like shit that they have experienced, shit that they have gone through. And there could be things that they do not like, that they haven't healed from. Maybe that they do not want to talk about, or they haven't fully expressed. But I don't know, that came into my mind for some reason. So that's making me think that there is like an understanding here. Like, you could have been looked at, like you could have experienced the male gaze from a young age, right? Been under this microscope in some form or fashion here. And I keep getting like the image of like, you know, being under someone's thumb. It's like, sit down, be quiet, look pretty, smile, don't talk. I don't know if that's how you were raised. Like, I don't know. Like, if this is really giving me like if people really dismissed your opinions or what you had to contribute before, simply for being a woman. Okay. It says, nothing is more important than knowing thyself. If you have been feeling estranged from yourself lately, whether this has been internally triggered by past memories or experiences, or triggered by such factors such as tumultuous relationship or career change, it's time to journey back to who you truly are. Even though the true story of Imperial Russia's Grand Duchess Anastasia Romanova is tragic, for over a century, the world has been mesmerized by the idea of Anastasia's escape and survival. Although forensic science has proved that the entire Romanov family was assassinated in 1918, the version of Anastasia's tale told in the animated film of 1997 and the subsequent musical still resonates. It's the story of the penniless young orphan Anya, with no past and seemingly no future, who is reunited with her grandmother, the Dowager Empress Marie, in Paris, and finally remembers who she truly is, the Grand Duchess Anastasia. Anastasia is not a traditional Imperial Russian name, but Greek, translating to resurrection, renewal, resurrection. And I'm sorry, seeing that here, it made me literally think of what Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, was just saying in an interview yesterday, literally calling out Russia, literally calling out Putin. I'm telling you, this is like a global thing here, because why am I getting like global stuff now? I mean, war is coming through, love and war. And there's also, if you haven't already looked into it, I know a lot of people just want to, like, there's a heavy need for, like, want for escapism following this election with the United States. But if you haven't looked into the interference, the Russia interference with this 2024 election and Elon Musk, I urge you to go look into that. Because there's something circulating right now where Joe Rogan was saying that Elon Musk had an app where he knew the election results 4 hours before they were announced. Like, he left early. And it does tie along with everything that Trump was saying throughout his campaign, where he was saying, like, I don't need your votes. I don't need your votes. I don't need your votes. And somehow they're linking something that, like, Elon is linked to some of the, what is it, like Starlink or something like that? Girl, I don't know. It was late last night when I was, like, digging into this. But I would urge you to look into that. Very informative, very fucking suspicious, okay? I don't understand how the richest man on earth was able, or how it was legal for him to interfere so much in this election. I mean, they were saying he was putting on his site, on his propaganda site, his propaganda app, there were different, he like created fake websites. He was putting Kamala Harris on like pro-Zionist and then pro-Palestine. There was like different sides of like
millions of dollars of his own money into the get out the vote push and clears his calendar every Friday morning for 30 to 60 minutes to meet with the team he's assembled to run the effort. July 14th, Musk calls Trump on behalf of J.D. Vance, urging Trump to select Vance as his running mate. Vance says abortion is murder and insults women who haven't become mothers.
A bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made.
Musk's phone call is part of a broad effort by Silicon Valley billionaires to ensure Vance is selected. The next day, Vance is unveiled as Trump's vice presidential candidate. September 6th, Trump says that if he wins, he will appoint Musk to head of a government efficiency commission.
And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force.
The idea came from Musk, whose companies are currently facing at least 20 federal investigations. If he gets the role, it would give the world's richest man the power to regulate the regulators who hold sway over his companies. Last year alone, his companies were promised $3 billion across nearly 100 different contracts with 17 federal agencies. September 9th, Musk spreads a conspiracy theory that immigrants in Ohio are eating people's pets. The following day, Trump repeats the slur during the presidential debate with Kamala Harris.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
The false claim leads to multiple bomb threats against the Springfield immigrant community. September 15th and 16th. Over a single weekend, Musk amplifies a conspiracy theory that ABC leaked sample debate questions to the Harris campaign, falsely claims that the Dems want to take your kids, further fuels racist lies about immigrants eating pets, shares with his nearly 200 million followers on X that Trump must win to, quote, preserve freedom and meritocracy in America, and insinuates that it is suspicious that no one is even trying to assassinate Biden and Kamala, adding a thinking face emoji. The U.S. Secret Service confirms that it is aware of the post. The White House issues a statement saying violence should only be condemned, never encouraged or joked about. This rhetoric is irresponsible. October 4th, Musk posts, unless Trump wins and we get rid of the mountain of smothering regulations that have nothing to do with safety, humanity will never reach Mars. This is existential. Musk is the owner of SpaceX and stands to make billions from U.S. government space contracts. October 5th, the user handle @America is taken from an ex-user and given by Musk to his America PAC. That evening, he joins the former president on stage in Pennsylvania, jumping about wildly.
Fight, vote.
By now, he's moved with a senior team to a war room in a hotel in Pennsylvania to focus full-time on the Trump campaign. He speaks to Trump multiple times a week, is doing a series of pro-Trump town halls across the state, and has recruited lieutenants from his companies to join him. October 15th, legal filings from Musk's political action committee show he has personally donated at least $75 million to the effort to re-elect Trump. October 18th, it's revealed that another Musk-funded group called Future Coalition PAC is targeting Muslim voters in Michigan and Jewish voters in Pennsylvania with diametrically opposed political advertisements about Kamala Harris. In areas with large Muslim populations, the group is painting Harris as a close friend of Israel and is suggesting that she's beholden to the beliefs of her Jewish husband. But in areas with large Jewish populations, the ads say Harris panders to Palestine. Simultaneously, Musk is offering $100 to any Pennsylvania voter who signs his online petition as part of an effort to build a list of likely Trump voters. He also starts giving away $1 million a day to a randomly chosen voter who signed the petition. October 19th, it's revealed that the Building America's Future PAC, another Musk-funded campaign group, is impersonating the Harris campaign by setting up a fake website containing fake policy positions, then sending out text messages driving voters to the fake site. October 24th, it's revealed that Musk gave his America PAC a further $44 million in the first 16 days of October. October 25th, the Wall Street Journal reports that Musk has been in regular contact with Russian President Vladimir Putin since 2022. October 27th, Musk speaks at the now infamous Trump rally at Madison Square Garden, a gathering characterized by racism, misogyny, and threats of violence.
USA! USA! War!
Musk has posted more than 3,000 times on X in the last month, including dozens of unfounded claims about the election which have been viewed hundreds of millions of times. Apart from Trump himself, Musk is now the single biggest spreader of election disinformation. November 5th, Trump wins the presidential election. Elon Musk, a far-right conspiracy theorist, has succeeded in using his immense wealth to help swing the election in favor of...
Like, they were marketing it in a way where, oh, she's, you know, she's anti-Palestinian. Oh, she's anti-Israel. Oh, she's this, she's that. Am I saying Kamala Harris is a perfect individual? No. Do I believe that she would be like the best fitted person to run this office? I don't fucking know. Okay, I voted for her. I do believe her resume is way more impressive than Trump's. I will say that. And literally, people who are literal economists have said her policy plans would help the economy. And that's supposedly what everyone was like concerned about. Okay. I'm sorry, but there's no helping, and there's no use in talking to people who literally refuse to see the truth. Who literally, okay, the man could shit in his palm, give it to his followers and say, this is chocolate pudding. They would gobble that shit up and say it's finger licking good. That is the loyalty. That is the complete, what he says to these people is fact. It doesn't matter the numbers. It doesn't matter the data. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. They have put their faith in Orange Jesus. Okay? Some people actually like revere him as like a god, which in itself should tell you of like where we are. But anyway, let's get back to this. That had a little bit of a tangent, but I'm telling you, like, this has a massive play. Like, this election has had a massive, this has been a, I don't even know how to describe it, because I don't know if I even have the fucking words. And I'm trying not to be like, I really am trying not to be like, I'm trying not to link certain things that don't fucking make sense. You know, like that meme of like the guy with the conspiracy board. I'm truly not trying to cause any type of like panic or cause any type of whatever, but I do feel like energetically it has been non-stop, this feeling of like a fucking timeline shift. I keep repeating it throughout this reading, but that is exactly what I feel. It's this fucking shift that's happening. It's a massive shift. And it's crazy too, because I do feel like collectively so many people were in this like, it's almost like this sigh, right? It's almost like we're being challenged on something, being tested on something. But there is this overwhelming feeling of like things are going to work out. And I don't know if this is, I'm trying to determine, like, is this Delulu? I'm like, am I projecting? I don't want to project my shit onto you guys, but I'm really like tapping into this energy here, and that is what I feel. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm not trying to just be like a fake bitch and be like, oh, things are gonna work out, don't worry. Like, no, like, this is what I'm feeling. Like, I know shit is fucking turbulent right now, but for some reason I feel like these energies, these goddesses, these deities, these divine feminine energies are really saying like, it is okay. Like, things are going to be okay. Do not give up who you are, though. Do not sacrifice self. Do not sacrifice yourself. Okay? Do not offer yourself to the lamb. Like, do not offer yourself as a lamb to the lions for slaughter. Okay? I mean, literally someone here, that your partner could be the fucking enemy. And that sounds so dramatic, but I'm hearing sleeping with the enemy. And I keep getting like divorce. I keep getting separation. I keep getting So someone here could definitely be in the process of like breaking up with someone, getting divorced, moving away from that just like toxic masculine energy that is just wanting to put you under the thumb, just wanting to, it's like they can't control you, so that it's like they have to force it, right? It's too much. They got to contain you. They can't contain you. They need to get a fucking jar and they want to contain you and watch you, and they're going to do whatever they want with you. That's how it feels like this. I don't know who this person is. Like, they really wanted to trap you. Someone wanted to trap you and take over and act like the work or something's like taking over, acting like your accomplishments were because of them or what you did was because of them. This is so bizarre. What the fuck? While the human heart loves a happy ending, and the modern myth of Anastasia certainly gives us that, it is Anastasia's journey of self-discovery, her courageous and vulnerable journey to the past in order... I can't speak, I'm so sorry. Her courageous and vulnerable journey to the past in order to find her future that we most identify with. Physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, we relate to the pain and confusion of not knowing who we really are and the arduous journey we embark on to come home to our true self. It is not an easy journey to really truly discover who you are. There's literally so many, it's almost like trial and error, right? It could even be like process of elimination. It's like things you had to like release to know like, okay, that's not right for me. That's not right for me. I don't feel okay with this. I'm not okay with this. Learning where to draw those lines. You could have had to deal with that. You could have had to, it's been, like it says, it has been a vulnerable journey, but you've showed courage. You've shown, and I do feel like there's this vulnerability to you, right? Freya, she is a lady of war, but she's also the lady of love, right? There's this energy. It's definitely royal energy. Do not fuck with the feminines right now. Do not fuck with them. This is, I'm telling you, this is like fuck around and find out. You know, oh my gosh, this made me think of what Bourbon Bougie said in her video. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was the fuck around of times. It was the find out of times. Like, let's get some of the energy you're supposed to be tapping into, or what is the energy that you're tapped into right now? And again, if you are a man watching this message is not, you're not excluded from this message. Step into that feminine energy as well. Stop thinking, stop relying on the validation of other men, you know? And maybe this is something you've already healed from. Like maybe you're like, I don't even give a fuck what other men think. Because a lot of the time it's toxic as well. Like a lot of the time it's like this judgment cast onto others. It's this putting down of others, right? It's this complete ignoring of like what women are saying, and it's just these like males talking amongst themselves in their own echo chamber, trying to like impress one another. And for someone here, if you're a man, you've stepped out of that. You could have even, this could have been within your own family. You could have had members of your family where you're like, I don't agree with what you're saying. I don't like how you're speaking about that. I don't like how you're treating. This could even be like if you have a brother who has a wife or whatever, a daughter, and they literally are expressing certain misogynistic views or just really just disgusting views here. I don't know. This is really weird. But you could be against that. You could have been someone that was raised by very strong women. You could be the person that is not afraid of calling this shit out. You could be, I mean, if you're a man here, you could be bisexual. It doesn't have to be. Or part of the LGBTQ community. It doesn't have to be. Like even straight men here, I do feel like there's this rise in divine masculine. There is this, you know, they always say like the true protectors, right? But who are you protecting and who are you protecting them from, right? The protectors of what? Protectors of who? Is it protecting your pride? Is it protecting ego? Or is it protecting the people that you love? Regardless of gender, regardless of sex, regardless of whatever. Are you able to look at a human being and see their value for what it is? They're a human being. Are you comfortable with yourself enough to know, like, you can do whatever it is? Like, this is giving me, like, if you're a man here and you want to paint your fucking fingernails, but for some reason that's somehow viewed as, like, too feminine. It's viewed as, like, oh, if you paint your fingernails, you're gay. That's not how it works. That's not how that works. But, and it's like, you're projecting a little, you know, your insecurities are popping out a little bit. But you could be the person who's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to paint my nails if I want to paint my nails. If you have, like, a kid, like, say, if you're a man and you have a daughter, and your daughter wants to paint your nails, they want to have a fucking tea party. They want to put a tutu on. They want to put you in a princess tiara. You're not going to be the man that's like, I'm not going to do that. Like, you're going to fucking have a tea party with your daughter or your son, who the fuck ever. Like, you're going to have a tea party with your kid. This is being so comfortable in your masculine energy that the idea of femininity does not fucking repulse you, and it doesn't threaten you either. It doesn't set you off in like a, it's like this competitiveness. It's like, I need to compare. It doesn't set you off that way. You're very secure in yourself as an individual. You're very secure in yourself as a man. You're not looking to exert control or exert dominance for no fucking reason. You're not looking at women and children as an extension of yourself, because you can understand and you can see they are their own person. It's not just a part of you. It's not just, oh, I care about them because this is a piece of me. This is just me as an extension, right? That's not how this feels. Like, for any men watching here, I feel like this is something that you've already healed, or this is something that you are actively working on. This is something that you're actively discovering. I feel like it, and it's not fucking easy work. It's not easy work to have to unlearn so much of what you were literally programmed from since literal childhood, right? Like, what has been just drilled into us from fucking birth, and really depending on how you grew up, your family's beliefs or your guardian's beliefs or the system that you grew up in, it plays a toll. It really has a toll on like how fast things, or how do I word this? Because I'm thinking of like how quickly indoctrination can happen, especially, again, I'm thinking someone here could have been a pastor's kid, or you could have been like, your parents were heavily involved with some religious organization. Because I'm getting someone from a young childhood being like, you know, like if you're in church and you get bored. Like, I remember when I was younger, me and my brother would get so freaking bored during church services. Like, oh my God. Never mind, let me not go into that. We would get really bored during church services. And even at night, my grandpa, he had this prayer table. And it wasn't every single night, but it was most nights where he would gather the family, because we lived in a multi-generational home, so it was a lot of family members. And we would all have to like kneel around the prayer table, and my brother and I we would get in trouble, because we would like kind of laugh with each other and like mess around while my grandpa was praying. But the prayers were always like so long, because he would pray in English, but then he would also pray in Spanish afterwards, and then he would read some of the Bible in Spanish. And my brother and I would just get so bored. Like, we would literally get so bored, and we would get in trouble sometimes. But, so yeah, I'm getting it. That came into mind right now. That could be something similar that you dealt with or that you experienced. Maybe like if your parents were super religious, it's like growing up, like this was something that was learned. This was a learned behavior. This was a learned belief, okay? Let me get one more card. What do those watching need to take away from this? What can those watching take away from this? Align your universe. It says navigate distractions. This is the alignment. This is yourself coming into full balance here, a full fucking alignment. Your freaking chakras are all fucking like aligned. You could have been doing so much healing, so much inner work lately. And when it's talking here about navigate distractions, it almost looks like they're walking away from that person, right? turning away from a person, turning away from a situation. And look at, the feminine is in the very top. Feminine is at the very top here, the rise of the feminine. Align your universe. This is a shift. Things are fucking shifting right now, I'm telling you. Have you felt this? Have you felt this shift? Am I going crazy? Kundalini rising. Ignite your passion for life. Channel your knowledge. Critical judgment. Take your intuition seriously. Like, if there is something you've been meaning to do or something that's been weighing on you, this is now the time to do it, okay? This is now the time. Spirit is letting you know this is the time to take action on that. And you did have wisdom earlier. You have this knowledge. Like, you have the ability to do so. Ignite your passion for life. This is finding new things to love. Like, you might even be discovering new parts about yourself that you truly love. You might be finding out new passions, right? You could be finding out something like discovering a skill, discovering a talent, discovering a hobby that you just really love, and it ignites something within you. It starts something within you. Or the passion itself can be maybe speaking up about something, speaking out about something, stepping in power, being the center focus on something. Because this does make me think of peacock feathers. I don't know why, the little flames, it does make me think of peacock feathers. One final message here, Holy Spirit. One final message for those watching. Final message for those watching. Or you know what? I was going to use the other deck. Hold on. Hidden realms. Create conscious awareness. I'm telling you, there's a lot going on right now in the ethers. There's something about this timeline shift. There's literally something big taking place right now. You see the lion here in the corner? We were talking about lions earlier. Metamorphosis. What is the energy the collective is tapped into right now? Mentor, lover. Great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. So you could be teaching someone something. You could even be, okay. If you have a partner and you've been thinking about, this is not for those of you who've been thinking about like divorce or anything. This is for those who have a partner and you've been thinking about sharing something with them. I do believe this can be helpful. I do think that Spirit is not wanting you to keep silent on a situation. They don't want you to keep something to yourself about. Like, there's something here that needs to be spoken, that needs to be said aloud. Especially, okay, if you're a man as well, there could be something here. You might be learning something about your partner, or there's a deeper understanding for why they are feeling a certain way. If you're a man and you have a wife, or you have a girlfriend, or you have a daughter that's feeling a certain way, if you have someone in your life that's a loved one, and you're fine, like, this is like, you could be understanding that's like pieces falling into place. You're finally recognizing something for what it is. And I feel like this is like really this, it's like it's a puzzle clicking in place. I don't know what this is. It's like something falling into place here. It's like something clicking, you understanding something. And maybe you yourself are able to teach others around you. Maybe you teach other men about this. Yeah, because I'm seeing the public offender in my head now. His channel, I believe, is like to educate other men on the shit that women have to deal with. Like, trying to dissect a lot of like red pill information and try to like really tackle the logic within it, or the illogic, I should say. Let me not. Okay. Let me not go down there. Anyway. This also makes me think of like, I am not here to teach. I'm not here to teach adults I'm not here to give information to adults that is readily accessible to them, that is easily accessible to them. I'm not here to be a mother. I'm not here to be your mama. I'm not here to be your teacher. Like, this is what I feel is coming through. Maybe this is with that separation, because now it's feeling a little bit like I am not here to teach you this. This is something you have to learn. That could be the energy some of you are in. It's like, I'm not here to do the work for you. I am not here. I have my own work. I have my own work that I'm doing. Prince, romantic charm and potential for power. I mean, maybe someone is very intrigued with you right now. If you're single, there could be someone that's very intrigued with you right now, but I don't. Oh my God, student. Someone's watching you. Someone's learning from you. Maybe this is someone that is learning your boundaries, learning who you are, and they're not really approaching you at this time. Or you are subconsciously, or you're unintentionally teaching someone something. It says humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. Again, I do feel like someone here is stepping more into a power of, I'm going to focus on self. I'm gonna discover myself. I'm going to learn this. I want to go back to school. I want to go to this job. You know, I actually want to learn this. I want to go into this trade. I want to go do this. I want to do like, it's giving me that energy of like a renewed energy here, that stepping into that power, really fully claiming that power, not just stepping into it, but claiming it as well. Utilizing your power, right? Utilizing your wisdom, your knowledge here. Someone here is very smart. Like, you could be very book smart, like very academic. But if that doesn't resonate, this could be like there's something here where you might eventually get higher education here, because I'm feeling there's like I'm seeing someone holding a degree, but it's also like there's this, like a study. You're learning something, or maybe this is, if it's not even like a degree, if you're not going back to school or anything, you're learning something right now. You're learning something that's going to help you with this shift, with this new timeline that you're in. Like, this is a new timeline, it feels like, I'm telling you. Monk, nun. Yeah, some of you guys are literally mystic at the freaking, some of you guys are going voluntarily celibate, or some of you guys have already been celibate for a while here. Revels in intimate union with the divine. You are, I think the focus primarily is with divine. Look at healer, hero, heroine. Okay, this is your moment. This is your time right now. This is, this higher activation here. This is a higher energy. Like, you're not part of the sheep, okay? You're not part of masses where you don't think for self. You don't, you don't think as a collective. You don't think as a, and that sounds bad. Okay. Not to say that you don't think as a collective, but I'm saying it in a way of, you don't have a herd mentality here. You know, you revel. You love having different approaches. You love having an individualistic approach. You love seeing things from a different perspective. Even if you agree, sometimes you might even try to look at things from different angles, just in case. You might be like, okay, well, let me look at it from this perspective and let me see how that works out. Monk nun, selfless devotion to single-minded, dedicated to spirit. Like, your focus right now is with the divine guidance at the bottom of this deck. Wow. The search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. You guys might find a teacher soon, or maybe the mentor is going to be someone that becomes someone that is like a loved one to you. Maybe this passion brings forth a new connection, right? And it doesn't have to be romantic. I mean, it could be, but I don't feel that with many of you. 3 of Gabriel, 3 of Wands. Prosperity arising from wise planning. Take time to take the next step. Why am I struggling so hard to freaking read today? Oh my God. Prosperity arising from wise planning. Time to take the next step. Optimistic plans that turn out as expected. Timeline shift. A new journey. This is a whole new path. This is going to be a time where A lot of epiphanies happening. A lot of situations where there's going to be a lot more challenges that are new challenges arising. But I just feel this overwhelming feminine energy, like this deity, this goddess. I don't know who you're working with, but it's this overwhelming feeling of just like, it is going to be all right. It is going to be okay. It is literally going to be all right. Is it going to be perfect? Is it going to be without pain? Is it going to be without trials? Absolutely not. But the perspective, it says there's a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. Do not compromise yourself. Don't fall into like conformity. Because guess what? They put a clown and there's a whole circus happening right now. Yeah, it's like they want you to walk the tightrope, but it's like you see things from a different perspective. You have got yourself out of this. Look at it. Something was illuminated to you. The sun. You're about to thrive in this power with this thinking, okay? And don't, it's saying positive thinking as well and inspiring success. I don't want to push any toxic positivity or anything like that. Absolutely not. I do not condone like toxic positivity, but you could be having like a more positive outlook. Like it's like, okay, I can't change what's happening right now, but you're having this outlook on like, I really do feel this is a rise in feminine energy. You're like, okay, I'm going to get my degree. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get that done. I'm really going to focus in on my family. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's goals. It's literally goals. It's literally like you have a goal in mind. There's a goal in mind for you. There's something in place for you to rise and step into this energy, to step into this power, to expand it, I should say, because I already feel like you guys have stepped into this. It's like to expand it. Page of Ariel, reliable, clever, educated, and balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education. Time to get to work. The Emperor. Oh my God, you guys are in a fucking boss energy. Stability and efficiency. Taking charge of a situation. Ambitious plans. Listen, do not back down. Do not let anyone try to get you to back down. Do not let people try to put you in a box. Do not let people try to tell you who you are. Do not let people tell you that you're fucking property. Also, this is making me think someone here could be wanting to read some banned books. I've been looking for a banned book list. If you have any good recommendations, let me know. Like what book to start. Also, thank you. There was a person who left a comment. If you're watching this video, thank you so much for recommending Defector by Paula. I forgot the author's name. I'm so sorry. There was a comment on a recent video. So thank you for whoever recommended that. That is absolutely on my wish list for my next paycheck. I'm going to get that because I've been meaning to read a new book. But yeah, that is what I have for you. Look at very bottom. 33 soul fragments. Balance will be restored. Balance will be restored. So if you've been feeling in a restlessness, in an energy of restlessness here, or an energy of confusion, or if you feel like there's someone around you, Spirit's telling you, get your ducks in line, get things situated for yourself. Put yourself first. Prioritize yourself. Literally focus on your goals. Focus on you. You are literally fucking clever. You're wise. You are someone that has a thirst for knowledge. You are a forever student here. You're someone that has the ability to not only learn, but to teach. The student becomes the teacher. There's something here that you have. You are definitely a mentor here. You're a healer. You're a lover. You're a fighter. Love and war. Freya energy is coming through. Maybe you need to work with Freya. Okay? But that is coming through heavy. And this is a devotion to self, a devotion to spirit. It's not a devotion. It's not a worship of the male. It's not a worship of your partner. It's not a worship of you know, the things around you. This is really like stepping into the self-love, stepping into self-discovery, stepping into your power, okay? Really focusing on self and not giving your power to others, not giving it to those who seek to undermine you, who seek to throw you off your throne. Bitch, that is your throne. Sit on it proudly. Don't let any person come up to you and tell you, a queen, try to tell you that you don't deserve to be sitting there, or who try to take over. Recognize your true authority. Recognize your because again, like with the Anastasia, she had no idea that she was royalty. But you are like, step into that power, fucking claim it, and don't let anyone try to get you off track. And if you've been wanting to make some type of separation or some type of cut with someone, or you've been thinking about divorce, because divorce, again, is just like, it's coming through heavy. I'm not here to tell you what to do. You're a grown adult. Do what you want to do. I'm not responsible for any of y'all's decisions. We're all adults here. You're going to make the choices that you're going to make. But yeah, this is what I'm picking up. This is very strong feminine energy. This is again, let me know if you guys have felt this shift. Have you felt it? Because I cannot. This is like a fucking timeline shift. That's all I keep getting. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, your evening, wherever you're at. Stay healthy, hydrated, and blessed. And I will see you guys next time. I hope you're treated as you treat others.